48 Top-Notch Track Plans was first published by Kalmbach Publishing in 1993, and in my opinion is the best first book on model railroad. Though there are multiple authors that write about each of the track plans contained in the book states it was selected by Bob Hayden, probably best known for his HON 2.5 layout, the Carabessett and Dead River Railway, for being a prolific writer on model railroad topics. And considering how great of a layout the Carabessett and Dead River is, I'm not surprised he put together this great collection of track plans. I'm going to assume most model railroaders, especially those who are the millennial generation or older, already know about this book and own it, or at the very least have read through it. If not familiar, the title says it all. It contains 48 track plans that I believe still stand up to the test of time over 30 years later. From what I understand, all of the track plans come from the pages of Model Railroader magazine and are published in the form they were in the magazine. It also contains a portion by the late, great John Armstrong on how to draw a track plan and 2 other articles on track planning considerations. First encountered the book in the late aughts in my local library when I first became interested in model railroading. I have since purchased the book with what I believe is the original cover and, probably due to nostalgia, what I believe is the best cover for the book. The scene on the front is of what I'm guessing, based on the Southern Pacific locomotives and the palm trees, to be a rail yard in Southern California. The new cover is a generic and frankly plain and boring drawing of a rail yard. And by plain and boring, I mean the sleek look of the track plan. The plan itself is actually quite realistic, but I can't say it inspires me much. Ironically, the view on the original cover is not a depiction of any plans in 48 top-notch track plans. And believe me, as a 10-year-old, I conducted considerable research into this. So why do I believe this is such a great book for first-time modelers? This book inspires the new modeler. As a brand new modeler, it can be quite overwhelming as to what theme you want to model and what scale to model, let alone all of the practical skills you'll need to execute your desires. Though this book doesn't really help with the practical skills, it does help inspire you. Track plans range from 2 feet by 7 feet all the way up to 23 feet by 50 feet in every scale from Z to O and with multiple narrow gauge plans. Most could easily fit in the average 100 square foot spare bedroom. The themes range from mining roads to urban switching layouts to rural settings to display layouts. The eras range from the 1870s to what was the modern day in the 1990s to layouts that could be set in almost any era with some tweaking. Most are simple 4x8-ish loops to complex triple deck layouts that have some editorial notes that are skeptical on their practicality to one layout plan that feeds live birds. Yes, you heard that right. Track plan feeds birds. That's the whole point behind it. Most of the writing about the plans are a page or 2 and only take a few minutes to read. And this is where the book starts to shine. Most articles, and I'm going to use articles for the lack of a better term and for the fact I believe this is a compilation of model railroader articles, are written in a distinct and interesting style by the many authors and designers. The descriptions have personality and engage the reader in a way that I would say current model railroad articles don't do. Most descriptions start with a theme or problem and work their way into the features of the track plan and then some operational notes. Most only take up probably a page worth of writing, leading to 2 things that I think help inspire modelers. First, there is enough information for you to know what this plan is about and how the designer sees it should be operated. Second, it never feels like the descriptions are complete. It always seems that you, the reader, need to use your own imagination once finished reading to contemplate how you would build the layout and then operate it. Helps you envision yourself actually taking a step out of your armchair and into the hobby, something that really helps the new or want to be new modeler. And then there are the illustrations. I'm sure as this video has gone on, you've seen these gorgeous illustrations that accompany many of the track plans. They're not just of the track plan, but also of a scene from the layout or possibly the entire layout for some of the smaller ones. Again, this might be nostalgia for me, but these illustrations really grab my attention and make me want to build these layouts. They're not photorealistic, and again, I think that plays into inspiration. There's room for interpretation and for you to decide how you would model this scene or layout. In my opinion, the illustrations are the best part of the entire book. And now you may ask, well, it's cool that this book is inspiring, but how are the track plans? Well, in my opinion, they're pretty great on average. There are a few, such as Mount Gilead, A Town on the Move, A Railfan's Dream Layout, or From N to Z that are just either not well thought out or a bit gimmicky. And I'll give From N to Z a pass since it's meant to demonstrate the idea of forced perspective. Some of the 4x8s, such as the Peppermint Central or the HO scale Denver Central, don't lend themselves to realistic operation, and I think the Morgan Valley Railroad and the Hazard County Short Line are too cluttered without any purpose other than the thought of more track equals better. Otherwise, the rest are quite solid, and I would consider building many. Some are inventive, such as the N scale, the Lost River District that has staging, a loop main line, and a branch line with realistic track arrangements, all in 3x7 feet. There are 2 small urban industrial switching puzzles under 2x7 feet in HO scale, the Railroading for City Lovers and the 3rd Street Industrial District. The Northeastern Alberta Railway is a restrained and realistic HO scale 4x8 that I have many a time considered building. The Lower Highland Railroad is another 4x8 plus a little that I would consider building in narrow gauge. The only change I would make is probably to switch a mine out for another industry at Highland and fit in a runaround at Laurel. The Red Mountain Railway is a compact HON3 layout that could lend itself to super detailing and realistic operations. The Peace River Railroad is what inspired me to do a folded figure 8 layout for my current layout. I think this layout would be a great one to build if you could fit in some hidden staging somewhere and operate it as a secondary mainline route. 2 8x9 layouts from an early 1980s track planning contest, the Quartz Hill Tramway and the Belleville and Cascade Railroad, both HO scale narrow gauge layouts, are also 2 of my favorites. Both have completely self-contained short lines that could be operated quite realistically for their settings. And there are still others that deserve a look and some thoughtful contemplation, but I'll let you check the book out yourself for those. Twice in my life, I have essentially been an armchair modeler. Both times, 48 Top-Notch Track Plans has been a cherished companion, not just for inspiration, but for entertainment. If you don't own this book or have never read it, I think you should add it to your model railroad library. Whether a seasoned modeler or someone thinking about plunging into the hobby, it's worth the investment. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you liked this video essay about 48 top-notch track plans, as it's something I've had in mind for a while. If you did, please let me know in the comments so I make more of these types of videos, and let me know your thoughts on the book, whether you agree or disagree with my assessment. Please like and subscribe to see more about my own model railroad and other train-related videos. Have a great day.